Are you building your influencer program but nothing seems to be working? Are you kind of stuck? Do you not understand what is broken and what you need to fix in order to have that unlock with your influencer program and get lots and lots of people posting about you? If that is you, you've come to the right place, because in this video, I'm going to share exactly how we troubleshoot our struggling brands' influencer marketing programs. And usually it boils down to looking at one single chart in SARAL, but regardless of SARAL, I'm going to show you exactly how you can diagnose your influencer program so that you can get that unlock and start getting many influencers posting about you. Who am I? I'm Yash Chavan. I'm the CEO and founder at Get SARAL, which is an influencer marketing platform. We work with hundreds and hundreds of brands, helping them scale and unlock their struggling influencer program. So let's dive in. The one chart that I spoke of called the seeding funnel in SARAL. What does that mean? That means your funnel outreach that you're doing, to the responses you're getting, to the products that you're shipping out, to the posts that you're saying. Every single thing is a step in a funnel. A mistake a lot of influencer marketers make is they think about it too creatively. Yes, it is a very creative, very relationship driven strategy and marketing channel, but that doesn't mean you do not look at your crucial numbers. And the seeding funnel is one of the most crucial things you should be looking at. So what's the first step of the funnel? Is the first question you need to ask if your influencer program is struggling right now. Are you even doing enough volume? A lot of the times brands come to us and they're like, hey, we've been doing this for like 3 months and we have only gotten like 5 people posting about us. And then we ask them, how many people are you reaching out to on a weekly basis? And they tell us, hey, we just sometimes DM some creators and sometimes some people end up posting about us. Very random. It's very ad hoc. It's very at will. There is no consistent process of hitting a certain volume every single week. You should have that if you want to see success. Just like with anything, you want to build a successful business, you want to get in shape, you have to go to the gym 5 days a week. There's no way around it. You can't go to the gym once every month and then figure out that, somehow get fit. Similarly, with influencer marketing, have a decent cadence of doing influencer outreach. What does that mean in terms of numbers? We recommend at least 50 to 100 influencers per week. Now, if you're new, that may sound a lot, but if you use a platform like SARAL, you get it done in like an hour or so every week. So don't worry about it. If you're struggling with doing volume, if you are using a platform like ours, make sure you're at least reaching out to 100 influencers every single week. It's easy. It doesn't take you more than an hour or so to do it. Do the volume that's required for success, because without volume, everything else we're going to discuss in this video is pointless. So step one, make sure you're reaching out to at least 50 to 100 creators every single week. Second thing that you need to take care of once you know that you're doing enough volume is, are people even responding to you? Notice and track your response rate. Is your offer, is the email that you're sending, is that resonating with people? Is it compelling enough that they actually respond to you and say something? At a healthy response rate on SARAL, especially if you're using our like automated email campaigns, is anywhere between 25 to 50%. We've seen response rates anywhere like between those ranges. If you are getting at least a quarter of the people to respond to you, you're doing good. There's scope for optimization. If you're doing 25%, you can get it to 30, 35, but you're doing good. But if your response rate is like 10% or something like that, and there's some problem, there's a technical issue, which means you're landing in spam, or you're like wasting your time DMing people, which nobody reads DMs, or your offer is bad, or your email copy is just badly written. So if you're on SARAL, again, leverage our email templates. If you're not on SARAL, I'll leave a link in the description to some blogs that we've written about how to reach out to influencers in a way that's concise but still conveys your information. Make sure you read and consume that information, or simply use some of our proven email templates that we've added inside of the app to make sure that you're getting at least a 25 to 40% response rate. If your response rates are any lower than 20%, you have a problem. So you need to make sure that you optimize that part of the funnel first, so that more people respond, so that you can move on to the next steps. Once you do that, step 3 is your offer acceptance rate. 1/3 of the people might respond, which is a 30% response rate, but what if they say no in the response, right? You want to make sure that you are at least shipping out product 10 to 20% of the people that you're reaching out to. So for instance, if you're reaching out to 100 influencers, make sure you're shipping out product on a weekly basis to 10 to 20 influencers, right? It depends. Week to week, it may go up or down depending on the niche of influencer you're reaching out to. But once they're responding, it should be positive responses, which will be conveyed to you if you look at your offer acceptance rate or the number of products that you're shipping. If this is not happening, if you're not shipping products to at least 10 or 20% of your reach outs, you have a problem with your offer. You don't have a compelling creator offer. Again, I've made videos on this. I'll leave a link somewhere here. Make sure that your offer is compelling enough, because if it is, people are going to accept your products and are going to eventually end up posting about you, which brings me to step number 4. And the final step, and what really matters with this whole thing, is you want to look at what percentage of the people that you ship products to actually end up posting. Because in the end, you may do the volume, they may respond to you, they may receive the product, but if they're not posting, all in vain. So So that's the final and last thing that you want to make sure of is, are people posting about us? Very simple. This is the moment of truth. Without posts, there's no ROI. If your influencers are not posting about you, you should aim for at least a 30% post rate. We've seen as high as a 75 or 80% post rate, but that is a little bit of a really exceptional case. Most brands would have like a 30 to 50% post rate, especially if you're seeding and sending out free product without any commissions, without affiliate, all of that. Make sure that you're getting at least a 30% post rate, which means if you send 10 products out every single week, you should get 3 to 5 people posting about you. This is like baseline performance after 4 or 5 months of building your program. If you can't get 5 people posting about you per week, you're doing something wrong. So what may you be doing wrong if this is your bottleneck? If your bottleneck is the number of people that are posting about you, that means there's something wrong. You can optimize some of the surface level stuff that make sure that you're using express shipping so that they're interested while the email conversation is happening. The product gets sent to them the next day or in a couple of days. Next thing you could do is make sure that the unboxing experience is really phenomenal. Maybe package it in a good way and some extra freebies that you don't discuss over email, something like that. Make sure that the unboxing is really great. Another thing you could do is add a personal note in the package that really helps build a connection, which makes them want to post about you. So if you can write a founder story, if you can write a thank you letter, if you can add a QR code which takes them to a video of the founder or whoever their POC is, talking to them and thanking them, sharing a little bit of your story, that really helps. So you can fix some of the surface level stuff which helps optimize and get more posts out. Sometimes what we've seen, unfortunately, is the product isn't there yet. If you're a new brand, you're emerging, you don't have product market fit yet, maybe people won't post about you because your product is just not at that level where it's useful. So what you should do here is get feedback from influencers. What can we improve on the product? What would make you post about this? Things like that. So you're not getting at least 3 to 5 people posting about you on a weekly basis. Make sure that you're optimizing some of this other stuff like unboxing experience, the shipping speed, and so on. If that doesn't help, you probably have a product problem where people are heading to a point where they're receiving the product, they like the idea of it. Once they receive it, they don't want to post about it. That means it's very likely a product problem and you have some deeper issues to solve before you go and tackle influencer marketing. So these are the sort of 4 checkpoints that I recommend you look at. Pretty much every time a brand comes to us and they're like, hey, we're struggling, we're not getting enough posts, there's usually something broken in one of these 4 checkpoints. What I'm going to do next is we're going to dive into an actual seeding funnel and diagnose an actual influencer program. Okay, so here we are in somebody's actual SARAL account, and let's dive in. Let me show you how we diagnose a underperforming influencer program. So here I go into performance in SARAL and there's a bunch of stuff happening here, but what you can see here is seeding funnel. So here, what's happening here in SARAL, it will actually just give you the breakdown so that you know what's happening, right? So that you know, hey, this is a problem. So what do we do here, right? We're looking at data. We've reached out to 3,900 people, almost 4,000 people in the last 3 months, which is good. More than 200 people a week. That is freaking amazing volume. Look what's happening here. So step 1, check off. Look what's happening here. There is a only 7% response rate, which means only 307 people have responded to us of the 4,000 that we've reached out to. That is a huge issue. That means the offer is not resonating. That means that the people we're reaching out to, maybe we're doing a lot of junk volume. Maybe we're just not reaching out to the right set of people. Maybe our email copy is bad. Start thinking along these lines. So this is the main bottleneck. From here, let me show you the good thing about this, about doing this analysis, because there may be 2 things that are broken, but in here they are not. This is clearly a phenomenal offer resonance, which means they're shipping for 40% of the people that are responding. That is fantastic. If 40% of the responses, 45 are fantastic, and almost 56% of the people who are receiving the product, that is top of the line for like a seeding program, right? 50% of the people who are receiving the product are actually going ahead and posting about it, which is great. So this brand clearly has great offer resonance, which means the people who want it really want it because they're getting whoever is responding, like 50% of those people are getting products, which is great. From here, whoever is receiving the product, more than half of them are actually posting. That's why this is 56%, which means the people who read the email and respond to it are interested enough, receive the product, and are interested enough and like the product enough to post about it. All the other parts of the funnel are great. The only single bottleneck here is here in the response rate, which means if everything else is good, I conclude they're probably just doing junk volume because they're reaching out to like 4,000 people and only 7% response. That means they're probably like reaching out to a lot of massive creators. It's hit or miss. It's like, okay, only 10% of people actually end up responding, 7%. So what they should do is they should study. So what they do here is they go into relationships and they should filter out. They should study, hey, who are these people who are in conversation, who've actually responded to us? Let's dive into those and figure out who are these people that are actually responding to us. Once we do this, we'll figure out, hey, these are like, there's some pattern here. There's something happening here that's not happening with the people who have not responded. And once that happens, you can then use that feedback to inform your discovery process. process. So what you can do is you can be like, hey, let's say like people who are into yoga tend to respond to our product more often than people who are into bodybuilding. Let's take that whole aspect and funnel that back into the top end of the process, which is the discovery angle of it. So if you find that a certain type of creator is responding, take that feedback, inform your prospecting, and ask it to find the right types of people. So that is how you diagnose an underperforming influencer program, by looking at the seeding funnel. So what is one thing this video teaches you? Yes, optimize everything and blah blah. Please take a data-driven approach to your influencer marketing. If you do not, it's going to be inefficient. You're just going to waste your time, and you're not going to see ROI. So what you should do instead is track your entire funnel, make sure you're identifying bottlenecks on a monthly basis, and then optimize. Like, there's easy ways to fix this. The only problem is most people don't know what they're going to fix. So looking at the seeding funnel, especially if you're using SARAL, if you're not using SARAL, get on SARAL, use it so it shows you the data that is required so that you can understand it and make the right optimizations that are necessary for influencer marketing success. If you need to start a trial on SARAL, there's a free trial link somewhere in the description box below, and next week you will see me with another one of these amazing influencer marketing videos. Till then, bye bye.